Hello everyone, day 4 of confinement. As you can see, today is onesie day. Footies. I'm rocking my Captain Kirk, and Teddy is pulling off his little pumpkin patch. Today, you may remember that yesterday I forgot to have food. So, as a kind of apology to myself, today I've decided I'm going to make my favorite dish. I'm going to take you guys along with it. Some of you may know that I am extremely finicky. So it may come as a little bit of a shock to you what my favorite dish is. It's tuna noodle casserole. I know, very strange. But for my whole life, that's been one of the only things that my mother could feed me and I would actually accept as food. So, let's see. What do you need? Let me show you. Here are the ingredients. You'll need 5 cans of tuna fish, 2 cans of cream chicken soup, some milk, a pasta product of your choice, and some Ruffles potato chips. So the first step, losing my camera here. The first step is to open your cans of tuna. It's difficult being your own cameraman. You know the rule, if it doesn't hiss, it's okay. And once you've got the can of tuna open, you need to drain it of all of its liquid. You don't want to have any of that liquid in there. It will affect your flavor. Now that you've got your tuna drained, you're going to use a fork and empty your tuna into your bowl. Once you've emptied all 5 cans of your tuna into your bowl, you then mash the tuna, getting rid of all the little chunks, or all the big chunks, making it into not quite a paste. You don't want to get it that smooth and simple, but just mash it down so that it's nice and all the flakes have been kind of released from one another, so that you can have a smooth consistency throughout your dish. All right, that just about does it. Now you're going to take your Campbell's chicken soup, and you're going to empty that, because gravity, into the bowl. This is one of the best flavors that's in the dish, so you do want to make sure you get the majority of it out of the can. All that stuck to the walls is a waste if you don't use it. Don't throw away the can. Here we go. Here we go. And, there it goes. All right. Clear out the can again. Oh. Okay, now that we've got our cans cleared of our soup, we can do our next little bit. So you take our milk. I'm using Almond Breeze original almond milk, but it can be regular milk. It can be, I wouldn't go too low fat, as you don't want it to be super runny. That would be counterintuitive to what we're trying to do in terms of the consistency of the dish. So take your Campbell soup can, Fill it up with some milk. And then pour that in there. Hopefully you've dislodged a lot of the soup that was stuck in the can. Do the same thing for the other bit of milk. You can do a little bit more or a little bit less milk depending on how moist you like your dish to be. I don't like it to be super moist. I like it a little bit drier, but that's my personal preference and that doesn't have to be yours. Just scoop out the really last remnants of that soup. And now we're gonna mix. So let me see if I can get a good camera angle on this. Show you what it should look like. This is what it should look like. So you're gonna take your mix that you've already created and you're gonna stir it up. Get it nice and mixed in there. And once you get it fully mixed, there we are. Now that we've finished our mixed it together quite well. We set that aside for a few moments and we work on our pasta. So you set a pot for some water and boil it like you would for any pasta, really. Well, it appears that we are boiling now. Now it's time to add our pasta. I've chosen this Alma's 100% Italian organic whole wheat farfalle, which is bow ties, really. You can choose anything you like. It could be rigatoni or shells or elbow macaroni, anything you like. Elbow macaroni is what the recipe originally called for, but I like a little bit more coverage, so I like a little bit larger pasta myself. So you just do what you do with pasta. Open pasta. Oh, of course. Never had a problem opening pasta before, but apparently when I have the cameras on, I can't figure out how to use a tab. Pour it in there. Give it a quick little stir. Now you'll want to stir it throughout just to make sure it doesn't stick to your bottom of your pan. I have a specialty pan with a colander in it, so it doesn't really need that. The actual boiling of the water churns the pasta enough to not make it stick together, which is nice. Also, during this time, you'll want to preheat your oven to 350 degrees, and then you just wait for your pasta to be finished. This one takes about 8 or 9 minutes, depending on how much you like the al dente or soft pasta. So, yeah. Okay, now our pasta is done. We are going to take it off the heat. Try not to burn our fingers. Strain out the pasta. Get that water out of there. Again, you're trying to watch out for the consistency of your casserole. Now, I'm going to combine our pasta and our mix. Again, try not to burn yourself. Again, ow, that's hot. Take my fork, and you're gonna mix it all together. Give it a good mix, get all that pasta covered. Yum, yum, yum. It's really starting to smell good. Just adding that little bit of heat. It does give that smell to come off. And that's what it ends up looking like. So now, let me turn off the stove. forgot a little setup here that we should do. And we're gonna let Teddy do it. So you need to have crushed potato chips, right? We open our bag of Ruffles and we just crush the heck out of them. Feeling violent, Teddy? Oops. Well, don't spill them out. Teddy, let me give you a hand here. Really give him a good crunching. All right, now that's done. So I should tell you that I am really not good at minimizing the size. This dish will make at least 6 helpings. So I'm only one person. Why do I make 6 helpings worth of food? Couple of reasons. One, I love leftovers. But the second reason is really I'm not good at the conversion, and every time I try to make a lesser recipe with less items, it doesn't taste right. It's something to do with the cooking times and how it's all spread out. It just doesn't taste right. So I make the full deal, and then I have leftovers. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna put our mix into our pan. Simple enough, right? Just pour it right in. Pour it right in. So I've taken about half of it and put it into this pan at this point. And I've saved the rest to make another time. So you just take the exact same process we're about to do and do it again tomorrow or whenever it is you want to have this dish again. It'll probably keep in the refrigerator for 3 or 4 days in this form because it is all cooked stuff. It's not like anything's uncooked. When you want to reheat it, you'll add either a little bit of milk or a little bit of water to your mixture. Heat it up in the microwave for 3 minutes. And then place it into this pan because this is already warm. So once we bake it, you want to make sure it gets warm all the way through. And if you just bake it directly out of the refrigerator, that's not going to do it. So spread it out. I like lots of chips. Some people put breadcrumbs on this. Some people put peas in it. Ugh. I can't even imagine that. I mean, I can imagine it. I just, bleh. Does not taste good in my brain, so I will not try it. All right, so now we've made our casserole is completely ready to go in the oven. Open the oven. And place it in there. On the center rack. Cook time is about 20 minutes. There we go. Okay, we appear to be finished baking now. Be very careful taking it out of the oven. It will be very warm. As you can see, the tops of the chips have gotten a little bit browned. You can go a little browner than this if you like. I'm hungry, so I'm not going to wait for another 10 minutes to do that. But be careful and make sure you watch it if you do decide to cook it longer. Because once it starts to go, it goes fast. And those chips go from nicely browned to like black quickly. You don't want that to happen. So now that we've made our dish, it's time to serve it up. Don't be afraid to just dig right in and plow through it. You want to make sure you get some potato chips in there. And there you go. Tuna noodle casserole, served, ready to go. That's it for day 4. We'll see you again tomorrow. Hey, if any of you have onesies that are favorites of yours, maybe you can show me a picture of them. Since, like I said, today is onesie day. Take it easy. See you tomorrow.